Inside the Los Angeles Lakers locker room, tensions reportedly exploded in a way no one expected. Sources close to the organization claim that head coach J.J. Redick and superstar LeBron James were involved in a heated argument that quickly turned into a major confrontation. The surprising clash reportedly began over a single video clip from last Christmas that recently went viral online, sparking frustration behind the scenes. What seemed like an old moment suddenly became a fresh issue, and according to insiders, the disagreement escalated fast, leaving many around the team shocked that such a small trigger could ignite such a big locker room conflict.
I think since we've gotten Bron back, we haven't been as organized offensively, too many random possessions, so.
I've got the full story, the locker room drama, the chaos behind the scenes, and the real truth about what happened, along with what this clash could mean for LeBron James' legacy in Los Angeles. And trust me, this is something fans won't want to miss, because some believe it could even signal the beginning of the end of his reign with the Lakers. If you watched that recent game against the Houston Rockets, you probably saw why emotions boiled over the way they did. Before LeBron returned and shifted the spotlight back onto himself, the Lakers had quietly found a rhythm. They weren't flashy or making headlines every night, but they were stacking wins and playing solid basketball. Earlier in the season, LeBron stepped away for a stretch because of an injury, and surprisingly, that time off seemed to help the team discover its identity. Over the first 14 games without him, the Lakers posted an impressive 11-3 record, proving they could function smoothly as a unit. They weren't barely surviving either. They looked organized, efficient, and even fun to watch. On offense, the numbers backed it up. By early December, the Lakers had climbed into the league's top 5 in offensive efficiency, averaging roughly 115 points per 100 possessions and showing a level of balance that had many fans feeling optimistic. Luka Doncic was running the offense like a true floor general, moving the ball with confidence and creating scoring chances as if he had been part of the team for years. He piled up points and assists while constantly setting up high-percentage looks for his teammates. Austin Reeves was just as impressive, not only knocking down shots but choosing the right moments to attack, dropping 30-plus points in several games while also delivering key assists and driving to the rim with the fearless energy that made him a fan favorite. Rui Hachimura added another important layer, stretching the floor with his shooting and flashing strong defensive versatility. In short, everything was clicking. A perfect example came on November 15, 2025, during the NBA Cup stretch when the Lakers faced the Pelicans and handled the game with control. Doncic finished with 24 points and 12 assists, Reeves exploded for 31 points, DeAndre Ayton dominated the glass with 20 rebounds, and Hachimura contributed 14 points, all without LeBron on the court. There was no hero ball because the system itself carried the load. The same story repeated on December 1, 2025, against the Pelicans again. Doncic dropped 34 points, Reeves followed with 33 points and 8 assists, and Ayton controlled the paint. The team shot efficiently, the rotations were sharp, and the spacing allowed the offense to flow naturally. For once, fans could sit back and enjoy smooth basketball instead of shouting at their screens. It looked like a team finally playing connected, and the chemistry was obvious. Even on defense, the Lakers were holding their ground. During that stretch, the Lakers were allowing roughly 108 points per 100 possessions, placing them among the league's stronger defensive teams. Rotations were sharp, the younger players stayed disciplined, and accountability seemed built into the system. No one needed to scream instructions across the court. Players simply knew where to be, showing a level of defensive awareness that's rare for a group still developing its chemistry. What made it even more impressive was how the system itself fueled their success. The ball moved constantly, the floor was spaced well, and off-ball cuts kept the offense flowing in a way that made the game look smooth and intelligent. Instead of leaning on isolation plays from one superstar, everyone had a chance to contribute and grow. By early December 2025, before LeBron returned full-time, the Lakers weren't just collecting wins, they were shaping a clear identity and playing the kind of balanced basketball you expect from a well-coached professional team. But once LeBron stepped back into the lineup, everything seemed to change overnight. The rhythm the team had built during his absence quickly faded. The same group that once moved like a well-oiled machine suddenly appeared disjointed and frustrated, and the numbers reflected the shift. Their defensive rating jumped from an impressive 108 points per 100 possessions to 117.8 almost immediately. That's not a small drop, it's a major defensive breakdown. In the 6 games following his return, the Lakers managed only a 2-4 record, including losses to teams they had comfortably beaten just weeks earlier at mid-December. The Lakers were expected to keep building momentum, but instead the season took a frustrating turn that raised serious questions about the team's direction. Advanced metrics began telling a story that many fans couldn't ignore. Over a 13-game stretch, LeBron posted a *4.5 box plus-minus, while Luka Doncic sat at *+2.6*** and Austin Reeves at *+2.9. That gap wasn't small. It suggested that while the younger core was pushing the team forward, the overall impact of the veteran star wasn't helping the results. The lineup data added even more fuel to the debate. When LeBron, Doncic, and Reeves shared the floor, the Lakers were actually *** outscored by 10 points across 132 minutes, a surprising outcome considering the talent involved. The on-court and off-court numbers painted an uncomfortable picture. In one matchup, LeBron finished with *18 points but recorded a -33 plus-minus, while another teammate who didn't score at all ended the game at *29**. Statistics like that quickly sparked criticism among fans and analysts alike. And it wasn't just about the numbers. During several moments on the court, viewers saw visible frustration, arguments with referees, missed defensive rotations, and teammates scrambling to adjust. Instead of the smooth, disciplined basketball the Lakers had shown earlier, the team suddenly looked tense and disorganized, leaving many wondering what had changed so dramatically.
Why do you think your team was unable to execute the things that it was tasked with? Because we don't care enough right now.
Watching it unfold almost felt like a basketball simulation glitching in real time. For longtime Lakers fans, though, the situation felt strangely familiar, almost like a repeat of the 2020-21 season. Back then, the team had plenty of talent, a system that worked, and the right pieces in place, yet whenever LeBron was on the court it sometimes felt like the normal rules didn't apply. The front office often looked the other way, mistakes went unchallenged, and accountability seemed to disappear. Now the story appeared to be repeating itself, only this time the contrast felt even sharper because the team had recently shown it could operate smoothly without him. That growing tension is what eventually set the stage for the confrontation between LeBron and head coach JJ Redick. By the time Redick stepped into the post-game press conference, the issue had clearly grown beyond just basketball. The breaking point came on Christmas Day against the Houston Rockets, a game that quickly turned into a national embarrassment. On one of the league's biggest stages, the Lakers were overwhelmed in a 119-96 loss, a score that could have looked even worse if not for a few moments of individual effort that briefly kept things from completely spiraling. Anyone who watched the game could see the outcome long before the final buzzer. The Houston Rockets had control early, and by the third quarter they were playing loose, fast, and completely in sync, while the Lakers looked confused and disconnected, like a group of players arguing over who was supposed to rotate on defense. What made it even more frustrating was that this kind of chaos hadn't been happening just weeks earlier before LeBron returned to the lineup. The contrast was impossible to ignore. That tense atmosphere was exactly what head coach JJ Redick had just walked out of when he stepped into the post-game press conference. And the moment he sat down, it was obvious this wouldn't be the usual routine response about reviewing film and fixing mistakes. The energy in the room felt different, and Redick's tone made it clear that something much bigger was boiling beneath the surface.
It's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
That comment landed hard because everyone who had just watched the game knew exactly what he meant. The frustration in the room was impossible to miss, and it felt like Redick was speaking for the entire locker room. But instead of backing off or softening the message, he leaned into it even more. He doubled down on the point, making it clear that what happened on the court wasn't just a bad night or a simple mistake. It was something deeper that the team could no longer ignore.
Your coach told us we planned for it to be a bad day. He said it would be an uncomfortable day for the team.
And y'all bought into that.
Please listen.
Yeah, y'all told me about it. Believe me. I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm not saying anything.
In that moment, it became painfully clear who he was talking about, and everyone in the room seemed to understand it without a single name being mentioned. The tension only grew when the reaction that followed made the situation even more awkward. DeAndre Ayton, rather than standing behind his coach or showing that he took the criticism seriously, appeared to laugh it off afterward, almost as if JJ Redick had delivered a punchline instead of a serious message. That response only added to the uneasy atmosphere, making it obvious that the frustration inside the team was starting to spill into the open.
Throws in a near prayer. Timeout, Eric Spoelstra.
That reaction seemed to reveal a lot about the atmosphere surrounding the team. When a head coach publicly questions professionalism after a nationally televised loss and the response is laughter, it raises eyebrows. To some observers, it suggested a culture where players may recognize exactly who the message is aimed at but hesitate to address it openly. In many conversations around the league, that tension often circles back to LeBron James because of the long history people point to whenever coaches or teammates clash with him. Critics argue that when someone without strong leverage challenges him, their position can quickly become unstable. Whether fair or not, fans often reference past situations as examples. During his Cleveland years, head coach David Blatt was dismissed mid-season even though the team was near the top of the conference. Later with the Lakers, championship-winning coach Frank Vogel was fired not long after leading the team to the 2020 title when the roster struggled the following seasons. Even respected Miami Heat coach Eric Spoelstra once had a tense public moment with LeBron James during his early Miami tenure, an incident many fans still remember from the sideline. Situations like these continue to fuel the narrative that conflict around LeBron often extends beyond the court and into the power dynamics within a franchise. Many people believe Eric Spoelstra managed to survive that tense period largely because Pat Riley held strong institutional authority and refused to bend, something most franchises simply don't have. That's why the situation felt so intense when JJ Redick stepped to the microphone and appeared to challenge the status quo around LeBron James. In many ways, it looked like a moment where the organization might have to decide between strict professionalism or keeping its superstar comfortable, and historically that kind of decision rarely ends in favor of the coach. That's what made the press conference feel explosive across the league. It didn't seem like an emotional outburst in the heat of the moment, it felt deliberate. Redick chose to speak up right after a game the entire basketball world had just watched,